family lives in a rambling farmhouse in the middle of our orchard. A good home for our 5 lovely children. Lori is only 14 months old, but she enters into everything, and all of our children think that she is their very own baby. Lori has her own little way of winning our hearts. She looks at me with such confidence. Well, you know how a dad feels. Lori has 3 sisters, Anne, Molly, and Emily, and 1 brother, Jamie. Emily calls, "Higher, Dad." This is exciting for a baby, almost like flying, and not scary when I hold her carefully. Lori is just learning to walk, and the ladder gives her just the support she needs. Twinkle watches our baby, and when she is around, we know she'll do all a doggy can to guard her. Look how carefully she takes each step. Twinkle thinks our baby does something new every day. Now, why can't she manage those strong little legs? No, they just won't do what she wants. Lori likes to crawl the hard way, down the middle. For a baby, this ladder makes a good place to play. Her hands are strong. In fact, her little palms feel quite hard when you take hold of them. That's because she does so many things with them. Lori wants Emily to watch her. Babies enjoy doing the same thing again and again because they learn and gain confidence each time. At 14 months, this is as daring as high diving at 14 years. Emily, who is 7, is quite grown up with her baby sister, and how Lori adores her. Mother puts Lori in her playpen while she goes to get her some milk and gives her a variety of things with which to play. Simple kitchen utensils make good playthings and are easy to wash. Every different shape or weight is an interesting experience for a baby. It's fun to use the bottom of the cake pan as a mirror. The funnel makes a lovely shiny bracelet, or maybe a hat, not very different from the hats the ladies wear. Yes, she's a typical little girl. And so Lori learns to use her imagination. Lori thinks Mother is wonderful. Mother knows ahead of time just what a baby wants. Well, she ought to. After all, Lori is our 5th baby. One of the good things about being a baby is that you have refreshments often. And Lori exercises so much that she has a good appetite. Ah, my, a cup of cool milk tastes good on a hot day. Well, it's time to dress the baby to go on an errand. Julie, the children's mother, keeps them in the sun and fresh air all she can. She plays with Lori while she dresses her and makes it seem like a wonderful game. Lori is tired, and Mother knows this is a dangerous time with a baby. Lori doesn't like to be all dressed up. She much prefers her sunsuit. But Mother's gentle, skillful hands quickly fasten the tiny buttons. Twinkle likes to be with her family and watches them in a contented, lazy way. Mother gives Lori a coat hanger with which to play. Babies enjoy the simplest games when mothers are so much fun. It's a real art to keep a baby happy at a time like this, and especially if the baby is tired. Julie is firm with our children, being careful not to spoil them. She understands that babies are like grown-ups and like to be appreciated. She often tells the baby how dear and good she is, calling her sweetest baby in the world. Babies are made to be loved, and having had a large family, we have learned to relax and enjoy a baby.
My mommy.
Well, Lori wants to brush her own hair. And Julie takes time in her busy day to let the baby do things for herself. Smokey keeps an eye on her family, too. Later, Anne takes Lori out in the garden for lunch. The older children are good about helping with the younger ones, and Anne, who is 14 years old, can bathe and feed the baby almost as well as her mother. Babies take a lot of patience. Lori likes her eggs better than her breakfast food, but Anne knows how to feed her so that she will eat everything. You can't hurry a baby. But Anne is sweet and steady. Babies like to play with their food and put their sticky little hands all over everything. Lori isn't very hungry and would rather tease than eat. Look out, Anne. This baby is saying no, and she means no. In a second, with a less careful sister, the baby would throw everything on the grass, but Anne is one step ahead of her. She lets Lori hold her own cup for a minute. Twinkle begs for a handout. Well, come, Lori. Time to wash those little hands and take a nap now. Later, Lori wants a ride. Our baby has to have a steady hand because hobby horses can be hard to manage. The children are quick to see when Lori needs them, and Molly runs to help her. The older children have real horses, but Lori spends many happy hours with her hobby horse. Well, what has the baby found now? Babies are interested in the queerest things. Jamie watches her. He'll give her a wagon ride. How he loves our Lori. He is as gentle with her as the girls. The children play with their baby as often as they can because Lori is a good sport and she's so much fun. And she enjoys every minute they are home from school and wishes every day was a vacation. Lori holds on tightly when Jamie takes her out, because sometimes he pulls her very fast over the bumpy road. Our Lori is a very determined little girl when she makes up her mind to do anything. She has to push with all her might to get the awkward wagon wheels over the hose. Well, what's this? Car trouble? Emily thinks it's time for a swim in the wading pond. And with Mother there, it's safe for Lori, too. Our baby likes the pond that we made by running a stream from the irrigation ditch. It's remarkable how well Lori can cling on all fours to the steep edges of the pond, even though she can't walk very well yet. This little girl knows what she wants and makes a beeline for the boat that Jamie built for her. Emily, too, likes to play in the pond, and our two youngest children spend many happy hours together. Lori is fascinated by everything she finds, even if it's only a twig or a leaf. Emily sends the boat sailing back. Lori feels like a big girl with such a large toy. Whoop, there it goes again. Every so often, our baby looks up at her mother. A mother makes a baby feel safe and secure, and even a little daring. We think one of the most important things in caring for children is to play with them. And maybe that is one reason why our family enjoys doing things together. What does a baby see in a little blade of grass? Babies tend to put everything in their mouths. That's why it is important to keep things they should not taste out of their reach. Children begin to develop their natural abilities when they are very young, and a wise mother encourages them in developing their own interests. Our baby thinks the flower is fun to play with. Notice how she uses her feet to cling to the edge of the pond. Julie encourages Lori just as she does the older children. And Lori looks up at Mother with perfect understanding and trust. It's fun to go exploring while Mother is here, to share in the excitement, and to come to the rescue if you fall down. Lori crawls fast on the slippery bottom of the pool. We think our children are mighty sweet together. Later, Molly and Ann return from a horseback ride far up in our beautiful foothills. We are glad to have two gentle horses for the children to ride. 16 children have learned to ride on Smokey. Ann and Molly decide to give the baby a riding lesson. Smokey enjoys these lessons just as much as the girls do. Molly and Ann take good care of their horses. They know how to groom and feed them. Molly likes to give Smokey an apple after each ride, and to pet Smokey's soft velvet nose. The girls are careful to let Smokey get acquainted with the baby before they place her gently on her back. Lori has been up here before, but still it looks a long way down. She thinks that riding Smoky is the most thrilling thing in her life. Molly is careful to hold the baby tightly, and Ann keeps an eye on Smoky to be sure she doesn't start. Lori gains confidence and pats the horse with her little hands. She likes to put her head down on Smoky's warm, smooth coat. Lori will always understand horses because she loves Smoky. We all think we have a mighty nice baby. Our family have so much fun together. Ann leads Smoky down our farm lane in search of more adventure. And even Twinkle and Smoky wonder, what will our baby do next?